Well, hi, boys and girls. Come on in, children. We're going to have another story time with Mr. Brian. We are working off of our Promises of God Storybook Bible, and we are just starting Jesus' ministry. So sit back and listen, and have a few questions for you at the end here. Those who follow Jesus will see incredible things done in his name. They promise to follow. After Jesus came out of the wilderness, after being tempted by Satan, he began to travel around the area. Many people were talking about John, who had baptized Jesus, because John was telling people that Jesus had come. John told people that Jesus was the one Isaiah and Jeremiah and the other prophets had talked about, the promised one from God who would make a way for their sins to be forgiven forever. Some people didn't believe John, but others believed. One day, Jesus was walking through a town when he turned around and realized there were two men following him. These men were brothers, and they were following Jesus because John had said he was the one that had been promised. The brothers believed and asked to go with Jesus to where he was staying. They didn't know where following him would take them, but they knew he was the one they had been waiting for, so they wanted to be with him. Jesus told them they could follow him, and these two men, Andrew and Peter, became his first followers. So here we have Jesus walking and Peter and Andrew following him along. The brothers weren't Jesus' only followers for very long, though. The next day, Jesus got up and went to another town, and Andrew and Peter came along. There, Jesus found Philip, who had heard who Jesus was, and immediately wanted to follow him too. But Philip couldn't keep this news a secret from his friend Nathanael. He told Nathanael he had found the one the prophets had said was coming, Jesus. Nathanael didn't believe it at first because he hadn't seen Jesus, and he was expecting someone who sounded fancier than this Jesus was. But he agreed to go with Philip to see Jesus. As Philip and Nathanael arrived, Jesus recognized Nathanael and spoke to him like someone who knew him. Nathanael was confused because he had never seen Jesus before, so he asked Jesus how he knew him. Jesus replied and told him that even that day, before Philip had gone to see him, Jesus had seen Nathanael under a fig tree. Nathanael knew that if Jesus knew this about him, then he must really be the Son of God. He immediately said so. Teacher, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel. We don't know for sure because the Bible doesn't tell us, but it was almost like Jesus laughed a little. He told Nathanael, you believe because I saw you under a fig tree? It was like Jesus was saying, you just wait. You are going to see greater things than this. Jesus went on and told Nathanael that he would even see the heavens opened and the angels of God ascending and descending on Jesus. And here we have Jesus and Nathanael, and Jesus is telling him he saw him under the fig tree. Jesus and his followers traveled around the area, and people everywhere wanted to see him. He began to do miracles, which are amazing things only God can do, like walk on water, or make a little bit of food turn into enough food to feed thousands of people. Because Jesus was doing all these things, people began to say that he was the one the prophets had said would come and save people from their sins. More and more people followed him. Eventually, Jesus went by himself to a mountain to pray. He had been really busy with so many people wanting things from him, and he needed to make sure he was doing what God, the Father, wanted him to do. He prayed to the Father and asked for help. The next day, Jesus called all his followers together and selected 12 men to be his apostles, the ones he would teach and keep closest to him while he was on earth. These men got to know Jesus love him and learn from him. And many of them wrote down the things he did so that we have them in the Bible, so that you can know these stories now. And some of the stories tell us about the incredible things they saw Jesus do. And here is Jesus with the 12 men. So here are our questions. Who were Jesus' first two followers? That's right, Peter and Andrew. And where had Jesus seen Nathanael sitting? Under a tree, a fig tree. And who did people think Jesus was? That's right, they thought he was the one that was promised that by the prophets to come and save people from their sins, right? And how many men did Jesus pick to be his apostles? That's right, 12 men were his apostles. So, that is our story for today. We're just going to have one today. So, thank you for coming. We are going to have a short prayer, and then we're going to go right into music with Miss Lorilyn. So, I want you guys to fold your hands together, bow your heads, close your eyes. Dear God, thank you for coming down to earth, for picking 12 men to learn from you, to follow you, so that they could write things down in the Bible, so that we could learn also from you. Help us to always remain with a soft heart, so that we can follow you and obey you also. Amen. Well, kids, that's all the time we have. So I will see you guys next week. Until then, be well, be safe, and remember, God always loves you. Bye now.
Hi everyone, thanks for the story, Brian. Are you kids ready to praise God with our songs together? Let's get started. Love, 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 oh love the Lord your God. Love, 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 oh love the Lord your God. In an altar, love the Lord your God. James and Ellie, love the Lord your God. Love, 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 oh love the Lord your God. Love, 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 oh love the Lord your God. Rose and Winston, love the Lord your God. Bentley and Raven, love the Lord your God. Love, 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 oh love the Lord your God. Love, 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 oh love the Lord your God. Crane and Diana, love the Lord your God. Fitzy and Owen, love the Lord your God. Love, 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 oh love the Lord your God. Love, 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 oh love the Lord your God. Joey and Brian, love the Lord your God. Lorilyn and everyone, love the Lord your God. Love, 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 oh love the Lord your God. Love, 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 oh love the Lord your God. God said love is patient. God said love is kind. God said love is patient, love is kind. God said love is patient. God said love is kind. God said love is patient, love is kind. Make yourself small and whisper, love is patient, love is kind. Sit up and clap your hands and say it, love is patient, love is kind. Raise your to the sky and sing it, love is patient, love is kind. God said love is patient. God said love is kind. God says love is patient, love is kind. God says love is patient, God says love is kind. God said love is patient, love is kind. Make yourself small and whisper, love is patient, love is kind. Sit up and clap your hands and say it, love is patient, love is kind. Reach up to the sky and sing it, love is patient, love is kind. Have your scarves ready? All right. Here's mine. Okay. You might see people do this with them. You know that's not what we're going to do. Here we go. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm going to let it shine. Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm going to let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Won't let Satan put it out. I'm going to let it shine. Won't let Satan put it out. I'm going to let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Good job. When I'm outside playing in the yard, I can talk to God, I can talk to God. When I'm inside resting in my bed, I can talk to God, I can talk to God. I can tell God all about my day, ask Him to help me to live in His way. Then I love you is what I say, 'cause I can talk to God anytime. When I'm at home and I can't play with my friends, I can talk to God, I can talk to God. When I'm at home and I cannot go to church, I can talk to God, I can talk to God. I can tell God all about my day, ask Him to help me to live in His way. Then I love you is what I say, 'cause I can talk to God anytime. I can talk to God anytime. I can talk to God anytime. Alright, let's get finished up. Here we go. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Because He first loved me. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Because He first loved me. Here we go. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Because He first loved me. Bye. See you next time.